StarCraft II esports is over, or at least the way that we saw it in the past is no longer. ESL has just announced that the ESL Pro Tour StarCraft II has been discontinued. They've been doing this Pro Tour for multiple years, keeping the StarCraft II game alive and esports alive, creating tournaments like DreamHacks, Intel Extreme Masters, and last year's even Esports World Cup. And they've been the company that was also in charge of the balance of StarCraft II. Let's read some of the statements that they are doing and just go over the situation here a bit. Dear StarCraft II community, today we're writing to share an important update regarding the future of ESL Pro Tour after an incredible journey since its inception in 2020. The ESL Pro Tour StarCraft II will not continue in 2025 and beyond. Right now we are in April 4th, 2025, and ESL has not announced any kind of tournaments for Pro Tour, so we are all wondering if this is going to be the end, or if there's going to be a big package delivered by ESL of, announcing that the circuit, or there's going to be more tournaments later into the year. But this was the very first time that we were incredibly in the dark for the longest period of time. We didn't have any kind of announcement since the last of Esports World Cup, which was like somewhere in August 2024. So there was not a lot of hope in this to get yet another pro circuit. And even if they wanted to create another pro circuit, it would be far too late for it to be included into the Esports World Cup, since Esports World Cup is in around 4 months from now on, as I'm recording this video, somewhere in around the summer of 2025. Reaching this decision has been exceptionally difficult for us. Over the years, we've had the privilege of hosting iconic events like IEM Katowice World Championships, DreamHack Masters, ESL Masters, ESL Opens. ESL Opens were by far one of my favorite tournaments to play in. Weekly gathering of multiple people, sometimes 200 people, 300 people signing up for these tournaments just to play for a prize pool of $800 or so. Also participating for points for the circuit as well. It was one of my most fond memories, and I love them. It's a shame that we'll no longer have that, or at least not in the same shape that we had in the past. Collaborating closely with players, fans, and community members to celebrate this iconic game. However, as the industry evolves, maintaining the full-scale circuit and vision for the EPT has become increasingly challenging. So basically, what it means is they are a business, of course, right? ESL is a business, and it's a company that they want to make profit on. And they feel like StarCraft II eSport is far too challenging to make profit out of it. And you cannot really blame them for that. Nevertheless, there are still great StarCraft II esports moments to look forward to in 2025. As you might have already seen, StarCraft II is making its return to the Esports World Cup 2025, where a new world champion will be crowned this summer in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Find out more about the social media. So this is the announcement that they did for the Esports World Cup. We've been waiting for this announcement for forever, pretty much, this year. And Esports World Cup, like I mentioned, is like around 4 months from now on. So it's about time that they did announce it. At least we will have one big tournament to look forward to this year. So this is the announcement.
Those files coming in. Oh, yeah, he's microing both at the same time. I don't know even how to do that. And GG, Clem is your world champion, defeating Cyril.
StarCraft II at Esports World Cup. Very cool, very cool. Clem winning this tournament was incredible to watch. Also about the Esports World Cup, the prize money has not been announced yet, but since last year it was $1 million tournament, I would expect it to be $1 million tournament this year as well, but we'll have to wait for more details about the tournament, so I'm looking forward to this. It is definitely a life-changing money for players that are qualifying for this tournament. So going back to the statement, why is the EPT ending? The EPT was built with the goal of creating a long-term sustainable competitive ecosystem for StarCraft II. The strong start of the circuit was supported by key ecosystem stakeholders, enabling a full-scale Pro Tour environment, providing a sense of stability for all involved parties and allowing esports professionals to fully dedicate their careers to StarCraft. Yes, 100%. And when they first announced that they have the 3-year deal, I believe it was 2021 to 2023 or something like that, it was incredible to see this kind of like long-term preparation for these tournaments, that you could actually dedicate a lot of your time as a pro player, that there are more tournaments coming in next year and next year and next year. So that was incredible to see. And also in the very uncertain times in 2024, ESL also extended the season to include the Esports World Cup, to include StarCraft II into the Esports World Cup of 2024. So they did a lot for StarCraft II scene, and I'm very, very grateful for them. However, securing long-term commitments to fund multiple events across the year became more challenging with time. As of today, we can no longer maintain the comprehensive ecosystem that has defined ESL Pro Tour, a year-long circuit featuring online and live events with high-quality broadcast, comprehensive regional competition, and regular updates for competitive gameplay. Our team is still proud of the role that we played in the StarCraft II esports scene for overall these years. We remain deeply grateful to the team, players, fans, and everyone else who brought passion and dedication to the Pro Tour, and we look forward to seeing talented StarCraft II players compete on a similar battlefields this year to qualify for EWC and fight for the next World Championship title. Yeah, pretty much, as said, like it's just impossible for them to make it profitable. It's a company after all, and creating these live events and more online and more prizes, more prize money for big tournament events, not to mention even just paying the admins, the cameramans, like everybody who's actually working on the live events is just far too much for them to keep it alive. But I'm still extremely thankful for ESL for keeping this scene alive for such a long time. It's a very, very sad moment for StarCraft scene, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing here as well. My future, my personal future, is very much a question mark right now. Thank you to ESL, to our players, talent, partners, and most importantly, the fans. You've made the EPT an unforgettable journey. The energy you bring to every match and every event is what makes StarCraft II truly special. With gratitude to the ESL team. Thank you, ESL. Like, you made it possible when we thought it's not possible. They have featured 78 Masters events, so many Open Cups. Is that $6 million in prizes? That's crazy, man. 5 World Champions, 22 Masters Champions, 58 Open Cup winners. I was one of them. I was one of the Open Cup winners. So many unique tournaments, so many matches played as well. And actually there are a couple of statements here from people who have worked at StarCraft or for StarCraft in ESL for the longest time, but that you might not know of. Michał Karmak-Blichacz is also a close friend of mine, very good person. He was also part of the ESL team that was producing the IEM in Katowice for the very first time. Big StarCraft fan. I've spent over half a decade working actively on StarCraft II and years more on following it from the sidelines. Back in 2010, it was this game that ushered in a new golden age of esports. True, if it wasn't for StarCraft, there would be no Twitch. I mean, Twitch is basically what it is right now, thanks to StarCraft Esports. It was so big back in the day in 2010. And none of the big events we know today would be there if it wasn't for StarCraft. We ran the first ever international StarCraft II tournament and operated the last EPT event. With nearly 15 years in between, we broke viewership records, filled venues, and previously thought unfillable, and we innovated more than ever before. That's true. The opportunity to work on this game has given me tremendous learning possibilities, open up, interact with a number of amazing people that I cannot count, and allowed me to be part of and interact with this wonderful community and its creators at Blizzard. I'm not an RTS native, but I fell in love with the game and its community, and a massive thank you for all the moments that we have had shared together. I am glad that we were part of this ride. Carmack was also a very big fan of StarCraft II for the longest time. I had so many good memories with him. Every time that I was at an event with him, he was always very nice to me, and I have very good memories of him. He was actively working to keep the StarCraft II alive for the longest time, as long as possible. The second statement is from Apollo. You might know him. He actually started as a StarCraft II, I believe, content creator. I think he was also doing like some YouTube guides, and he was then a commentator for ESL, and now he's working as an actual vice president of game ecosystems at ESL. Primarily, I think, also working for Counter-Strike right now, but looks like he was also part of some of the decisions made for StarCraft. Over the last 15 years, StarCraft has been more than a game for me. It has provided me with a career, close friends, and many memories that I'll cherish forever. There's no amount of giving back I could do in return for what I have received. There are so many who care deeply about StarCraft II at EFG. That's basically like the company that actually owns ESL. And it has not been an easy journey to arrive at decision taking today. Thank you all for their years of continued passion and dedication to the game and all that you've given to us. Yep, thank you so much, Apollo, as well. Also a very good friend, also very, very nice. I always liked hanging out with him at the events, and he definitely was the person that would try to support StarCraft II for the longest at ESL. And of course, last is going to be the statement from Alex, the senior product manager, the most recent person who has been the person that would work for StarCraft at ESL. This announcement is very difficult and very personal to me. I've been with StarCraft Esports since day one. Also one of the content creators that actively uploads to this day. Serving in roles such as tournament journalist, commentary, product manager, content creator, and probably a few others. An incredible honor of shaping the pinnacle of esports StarCraft over the past few years, working with the most passionate and talented team I've ever met. He was also one of the people that created the balance console, the Discord server that we were discussing, and I'm quite happy that it came into fruition because I think we made a lot of good moves as a balance console for StarCraft II. I think it could have been done better. Maybe some things would have been done faster, but he was also just one of the people that created that, and thanks to that we actually had some additional updates for StarCraft II rather than just play on the patch that was back then and the game would not be touched. So also very grateful for that. During the darker days for my compatriots, I had the chance to witness incredibly passionate crowds in Atlanta and Dallas, the warmest welcome from the old school fans in Jönköping and Katowice, the largest prize pool ever in StarCraft won by Climb at Esports World Cup last year, who I still remember as a little child attending his first major event. And Oliver and Smix at IEM stage, yeah, winning Katowice. Oliver and Smix was such a great moment to watch, both in tears, creating what it feels to be like the most magical moment in the history of esports. That was a great story, actually. Oliveira was one of the people to win the entire tournament, completely unexpected. Nobody would expect him to win the entire tournament, and he beat one of the best players in their Maru in the grand finals. That was absolutely crazy. None of this would be possible without you, every StarCraft fan who is reading this. Your love for the game is what brought these moments to life, and I'm incredibly grateful to have been able to share these experiences with you. Thank you for being with us, and let's carry on with our passion for the game we all love. So that's the statement. That's all there is right now. There's actually a couple of more questions and answers. Why make the decision to discontinue the entire Pro Tour if high standards? So basically just not profitable, right? Like that's what they do. Why was this decision made now? Despite StarCraft no longer being actively supported, we strive to maintain this esports circuit for as long as possible, regardless of funding. However, the lack of financial resources, basically it's too expensive, right? It's just like that, guys. So this is it. This is how StarCraft II Esports is going to be finishing as of right now. Maybe there will be more, maybe Blizzard will be announcing something. Maybe Blizzard will be taking over the torch yet again, because ESL was the one creating all the tournaments, creating all the balance, and basically doing everything for Blizzard, for StarCraft II. Right now, it's all open. Anybody that wants to step up and have the funds to do so is, I think, open to do that. Of course, they need to talk with Blizzard and make a business decision like that, but what does it mean to me? I don't know. I'm as shocked and sad as I can be. I've been part of StarCraft II since the very beginning, since even StarCraft 1. I've been playing StarCraft II for 15 years, and this is the very first time that I feel very uncertain about my future. And this is not necessarily the video to talk about my future right now, but I'm just letting you know that I'm also worried. I definitely want to continue creating on YouTube, creating more content on StarCraft, about the game that I love and what I know about. But if the future brings me something else, I might have to think about that. So this is it. This is the Esports StarCraft II Pro Tour discontinued. We can at least look forward to the next one big event, which is the Esports World Cup somewhere in the summer of 2025. Let it be one last event at least that we're going to be taking care of, and maybe I can qualify to that. I'll try my best to qualify there as a player, but the competition in StarCraft 2 is incredibly difficult. I'll try my best, of course, but I'm cheering for all the other pro gamers who are also feeling very anxious and uneasy as of right now. If you want to support me, please continue watching my channel. Please continue watching other StarCraft 2 content creators as well. We will try to keep the StarCraft 2 esport alive for as long as there is audience for that. There's still, multiple online tournaments. There's still Wordy TV creating lots of tournaments. So support these creators and let's continue creating StarCraft 2 esports on a smaller scale. But I'm sure there will be still players, so many fans watching because we all love StarCraft. There's still tournaments like Home Story Cup or the Stara Zagora in Bulgaria that is happening later on this year as well. So support these tournament organizers as well. And for now, I'm signing off and I'm going to be thinking about my future. I'll try my best in the next couple of months. What comes after, nobody knows. Maybe we'll get some good news in the next months, but I don't know. I don't think so. It's going to be hard to say. One thing that I have in mind for now is that maybe there's like a 1% hope. Maybe StarCraft 2 will be announced at Esports World Cup 2026 or 2027 because they do have a deal with Olympics that they're creating like some kind of a circuit, because there are going to be Esports Olympic Games, I believe in 2027 for the first time, and a lot of the titles like Counter-Strike or League of Legends have already, or even Street Fighter I think, have been confirmed to be at Esports World Cup for multiple years in a row. Right now, it has not been announced for StarCraft 2. Maybe we will know soon. Maybe we will not know at all. Maybe there is going to be one last big event in 2025. For now, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, just support us, support StarCraft 2. Let it live a little bit longer. I'm truly hoping that Blizzard is going to be stepping up right now to save StarCraft II once more, but I honestly doubt that. Maybe something is going to happen. Maybe they'll be doing more updates, for at least for balance, maybe not. But I once again just want to say big thank you to ESL for keeping StarCraft II alive for as long as they did, and however much that cost them to do so. It had to end at one point, and it is right now. But StarCraft II forever will be in my heart. I'll see you on the Battle.net, internet, YouTube, Twitch, wherever. Thank you so much.